Hello everyone, my name is Trish Connor Cato. Welcome to the WordPress video course. Our last lesson in this module is using categories or adding and managing categories. We're not going to be using tags in here, but it's worth it to know what categories and tags are. So there are two primary ways to group content on a WordPress site, and both are used in conjunction with SEO. Categories are general labels. It's recommended that you use no more than 2 to 3 categories per post. So for example, vegetables, herbs, fruits. Tags are more specific and indicate the individual things the post talks about. You're expected to use multiple tags per post. So for example, garden, gardening, cherry tomatoes, tomatoes, plants. And again, our focus will be on categories, but these are used in conjunction with SEO. If someone is searching on the internet, it helps. And when you learn more about SEO, you'll learn more about tags and categories. So I'm going to go back over to WordPress now. So we're going to hover over post in the left sidebar and choose categories. So we have a default category. It's called uncategorized. We're going to leave that alone. And it's already set up to add a new category. Our first category is going to be vegetables. And the slug, remember, that's the permalink. I'm just going to have it say vegetables in all lowercase. It's not going to have a parent category, and you'll see what that is in just a little bit. It creates a hierarchy of sorts. We don't have to put in a description. It says underneath that some themes may show it, others not. We're going to just go to the bottom and click on Add New Category. So now we see our vegetables category over there. Now, before we add another one, let's go and look at vegetables. We can edit it. So just like a lot of the screens, you have those edit components and quick edit components. And when you edit a category, it allows you to add media, so pictures, video, audio, all of that stuff. You can also add forms, contact forms, or, this is the description area. So instead of putting in a description, you could potentially use a picture. So that's what happens when you go to edit category. Has a bunch of SEO stuff at the bottom. So I'm going to go back over to categories on the left. And now we're going to add another category. And this one is going to be tomatoes. And the slug is going to be tomatoes. Same thing in all lowercase. For this one, we're going to assign it a parent category. And it's going to be vegetables. And we're going to go to the bottom and just add. Our next one is going to be cherry tomatoes. And the slug is going to be lowercase cherry hyphen tomatoes. Notice the parent category is still on vegetables, and that's great if that's what you want. And we're going to leave that there. And we're going to add another new category. So now we have bell peppers. Oops. And the slug is going to be lowercase bell hyphen peppers. Leave the same parent and add. Now we're going to have another category, and it's going to be called herbs. And the slug is going to be herbs. We're not giving this one a parent, so change that to none and add. So now we're going to add basil with the same slug, lowercase. We're going to give this a parent category of herbs and add. And since it retained that, the next few that we're going to add are going to use that same parent category. So we have cilantro, and then we have mint, next up is oregano, then rosemary, and the last herb is thyme. And we have one more category we're going to do, and it's going to be fruits, or fruit, just fruit. And no parent. As you look at your list of categories, you'll notice the ones that don't have a parent are not indented or in any way as you scroll through the list. And the ones that are children to the parent are indented under their parent. So under herbs, you're seeing thyme, rosemary, oregano, mint, cilantro, and basil. And under vegetables, you're seeing your bell peppers, cherry tomatoes, and tomatoes. Now I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to add categories to your post. Let's go to all posts. And again, I apologize because of my resolution that my post screen is so weird. But I'm scrolling down to I see my About My Garden post. And I'm going to go in to edit. So once your categories are built and you're creating a post, on that right panel, if you scroll down on that right panel, you will see categories, and you can expand it and you'll see all of your categories. So by default, every post is being given uncategorized, right? So this one, I'm going to uncheck uncategorize. It's About My Garden. And I'm going to select fruit, herbs, and scroll down and select vegetables. And you have the opportunity to select a primary category. I would make it, I'll do vegetables as my primary one. And then I'm going to go ahead and update. And those categories are now assigned to that post. I'm going to go back to view post, and my What Grows in My Garden post, I'm going to show you another way of doing this one. And that way is the quick edit feature. So if I don't do my categories when I create my posts, normally I create my categories before I start creating posts, and then I assign them while I'm creating the post. But if I forget to do that, I typically go into quick edit instead of edit. And the quick edit screen looks a little bit different, but you can see that the categories are there as well. So what grows in my garden, for this one, I'm going to select fruit, herbs, uncheck uncategorized, and select vegetables. I'm not going to be specific here. And so I've done a quick edit on that post, and I'm going to use the update button to update it. And you can see on the post screen, it shows any categories, and if you were using tags, it would show them that have been assigned to the post. So in Module 3, we focused on creating some blog content. We went over the WordPress admin conventions, which means that many of the screens are very similar in their look and functionality, like pages, posts, comments. We started building our site by creating our About Me page, and then we started creating blog pages, and we started posting on our blog. We did a couple of posts, one of which we used headings in it to differentiate different topics. Went on to talking about commenting on your blog. We made sure that the blog page itself has comments disabled, but each post defaults to enabling comments, and we want the comments just to be allowed on our post. So you saw me post a comment from one of my other users on a post, and you saw my admin user approve that comment so that it shows on the site. And then we moved on to learning the difference between categories and tags, and then we started adding categories, and I showed you 2 different ways of applying categories to your posts. So I'd like to thank everyone for viewing this WordPress course. Again, my name is Trish Connor Cato, and it's been my pleasure to present this video to you. So in this course, we started by getting an introduction to WordPress. You learned about common terms, a variety of reasons why people choose WordPress to build their sites. You learned about the WordPress family and WordPress features. And then in that first module, we also moved into getting online WordPress resources, staying updated with WordPress news, and understanding the Codex, the official online manual for WordPress, as well as how to access it. You also learned how to get support from other users via the forums, and you got a little bit about the directory structure of where your things are stored at the level of your hosting provider in that WP-content directory. In the second module, we got started with WordPress. You learned the difference between WordPress.org and WordPress.com. We went through the steps of installing WordPress via a hosting provider. And just a reminder, the PowerPoint presentation with all the information is part of your files in the video description as well. So we went through all of those steps. You then learned how to get a gravatar from gravatar.com, which follows you around the web. In the third module, we started creating blog content. We added a theme. We went over some admin conventions, like the similarities between a lot of the screens in WordPress, like they're structured in the same way for ease of use, like pages screen, post screen. We created a page and added some content to it. And we also created a page that we were going to use as our blog page. And we created a few posts. We made sure that comments stayed enabled on our blog post. And then we went into adding and managing categories so that we could add categories to our posts.